Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our private coaching group. We have 1 hour today, so I'm a little bit tighter on time than normal, but appreciate your efficiencies of being with me. And we'll try to keep it concise and helpful as usual. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm looking forward to having some questions. Looking for people to come on. There we go. Good morning. We're right on time. Not bad. Best team in the world. Mikey and Matt, M&M brothers here helping me. Thank you. This is bed made. And it's bed made. Oh, Christina's here. Perfect.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Amazing.
I'm glad you got there okay.
Yeah.
That was amazing yesterday. You're such a trooper.
Thank you for your patience. Yeah.
Sure, of course.
I'm gonna keep them fast today. So
okay. I'm going right into it. All right. So yesterday's question about the trust and vet, and starting with something feels off, go with your intuition, ask questions. So I was thinking about this even further, and I think that I got myself into a tangle, and I'm hoping you can help me. So this is where my head went afterwards. Was like, okay, so I don't want to attract any negativity into my world. I want to be as positive and open as and receptive as possible. And so my thinking was, I want to be aware of any potential negativity that comes to me, but I don't want to be so focused on that I actually attract it to me. So how do I reconcile that? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I think, number one, you are only aware when your intuition tells you something's off, right? So you're not putting it out there that you're looking for something. It's a reaction to somebody around you or a thought or a movie or a podcast right? So your intuition tells you, something's not right. So then you go to understand it to see if the positive could be negative or the negative could be positive. And then you go ahead and pray for its happiness, which could be to re-engineer it, re-perspective it, could be fall away from it, could be fire it, whatever it may be. But understanding comes from the inquisitive nature of asking the questions when you become aware of some sort of off energy, as I call it, or different energy. But you're not attracting it. You're not looking for it.
Okay, I like that inquisitive curiosity. I like that. Okay, that feels way better.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your patience.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Cool. Thank you, everyone, for keeping it concise. I'm trying to keep this to an hour today. So what's up, Zach?
Dave, how's it going, man?
Good to see you.
You as well. Thanks for setting me up for the call with Justin. Fun one. Enjoyed discussing that with him. Would love to help you guys however I can.
Cool. Thank you so much for all your help.
Dude, no worries. Focus for me today. What is the best way when you're starting out to generate leads in a business? Because I think organic is so slow, and without having credibility, going into paid kind of seems, I don't want to say irresponsible, but I'm not as sure about that. So how do you lock down kind of the first 5 to 10 clients?
Yeah.
And validate the idea?
I mean, I'm going to reiterate this to everyone because it's so old school, but it's blended with new school. Yep. I'm a firm believer in asking everyone, do you know anyone that could help me? I think that people, don't realize the power of everyone, especially in person, on the phone, via email, and social and traditional media.
Yeah.
I'm asking constantly, do you know anyone that could help me? I'm a come change the world, whatever it is. It really works. And I check my sent box every day still to see how many people I ask. It's probably the strongest habit of being in the flow of radical humility to ask for help. And, I will tell you, within 2 weeks, if you ask every day, even just one person in each of those categories, you'll be amazed how much your network changes.
Okay. And
then as far as paid media, I'm always just testing. So I never dive in. It's here's $10. Let me see what happens. Okay, that works. That's why I put up so much content because some works. And ironically, the stuff I think is going to work, my favorite stuff, doesn't do well. And the stuff that I think stupid does really well.
Yeah.
So but just have faith in what I'm telling you. Go back to old school and just, do you know anyone that can help me? That's all literally you need to ask. And you'll see 3 kinds of people. Gatekeepers, run away from them. Takes 1,000 times the energy to convince a closed mind than it does an open mind. I used to see that as a challenge. Like that's what I was good at. I run away from gatekeepers. Then you'll find sponsors, people that know people, and then power sponsors, people that can help you and know people. But you're not going to find them unless you ask. And it's a simple world when it comes to that.
Yep. So you would just say that like name, here's what I'm trying to do. Do you know who can help me?
Yep.
Like short and simple. Dave, awesome, man.
Cool. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. All right, Ashley.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Amazing. How are you?
Very, very good. I absolutely love the question before, Zach. All the power to you, buddy. I was like so happy that you asked that question because you're totally right. And I definitely have to reach out a little bit more. First and foremost, thank you so much for being here for all of us. Totally appreciate it, as well as, giving me the leg up. It's been absolutely wonderful. And I'm actually only here just to say, I'm finally starting to get some traction, and I really appreciate all the support that you're providing me. And you're absolutely right. I'm putting out more content, which is great. And I have people reaching out more so, booking calls finally, which is great. And I have a national TV segment coming out tomorrow that's going to help save brick and mortar businesses by pivoting on Amazon. So that's going to be really exciting as well. So I just want to let you know that we're paying it forward and we're going to be helping people. So we're going to get to your billions sooner than later. And that's about it. I just want to say thank you so much. And anyone else, if there's anyone I can help, I'm here for you. Other than that, have a fabulous day. And thank you again for everything. I really appreciate it.
Keep on asking. Thanks, Ash.
Bye.
Bye-bye. She's amazing. Oh, Mr. the Great, what's going on?
Morning, Dave.
Good to see you.
Dave, I have just grown, so much as we all have, right? So with regard to what you are doing every day, this grind, have you thought about, what's next in terms of answering all the questions all the time, doing everything yourself? And so here's my next part of this issue. Because of you and doing a SWOT analysis and just really being so honest with myself with regard to who I am, I want to transition out of what I've been doing because I know some things just don't work. I want to be just so honest. And I am. And so with regard to like the innovator and the entrepreneur, I know what I've created over the years is worth millions of dollars on paper. I just stumble all the time against this, just not the blockage, not even the interference. Maybe it's me, I don't know. But the whole point is to get to the point is I want other people really to run the business. I want to be like the chair of the board, to the committee. I know exactly as a futurist, as a visionary, where it needs to go, but I just get stuck in the details. And I work, let's say you are the alpha dog. You work the hardest. I work hard. I know, everybody here works super hard. But I just want to, I'm not Richard Branson, but I would like to be like somebody, who just has teams. And how can I transition from where I am, being so honest with myself, to get to that point?
So yeah, I use a 3-step process, and that's why I have interns and mentors and mentoring, even here with you guys. And it's real simple. Is I let people shadow me or ask me questions, then I work with them, then I supervise them, then I drop off, and I bring someone new down here to shadow them, work with them, and it keeps dropping. And that's how you scale, and you end up at the top of the triangle by empowering others or others in that way.
But you said that to me before. I need a little bit more than that. I mean,
we'll create a program.
I'm meeting tomorrow night with somebody who has money. All right.
How do you?
Can you hear me or not?
You broke up. What did you say?
I said I need a little bit more than that because you've mentioned that to me before. And
you said something specific about money. What was it?
I said I'm meeting somebody tomorrow who can help, who has a lot of money. All right. Okay. So it's not like, can you help me? The ask question, but I really want to, for that, I just want to step into a different role myself. And I still need the money. I still need the support. I still need to do the ask. So with regard to where I am as the idea person and wanting to have the organization and the structure within, not just helping others, but really like stepping out from where I am and like into a new role.
Yeah, I'm still going to stick with my answer, right? You got to train. You got to have people that can be trained and execute on your role. And the only way that I know to do that is have them shadow you, work with them, and supervise them in each of the roles that allow you to step away. Right? You don't have someone to take over your role is the issue, and I'm giving you the way to have them take over your role.
Right. Well, I think I want to go more like trying to figure out if I can merge with somebody, or somebody buy my company and still have a stake in it. That's more what I'm looking at.
Okay, so then look for a purchaser or a partner, right? So find people that are synergistic, supplementary, that there's capabilities that you have that would fit within and give an exponential result by merging or acquiring what you have.
Right.
So seek out those types of people and make the ask and say, look, articulate in a quantifiable manner the value that you're going to provide them.
Right.
And that would allow you to probably stay on as a consultant for a little bit and then step away.
Exactly. Perfect. All right.
Does that answer it more specifically?
Yeah, and I just want even more than that, not just this second, but really the let's just say the I don't know
Well, now you're talking about business advisory,
no,
right?
I understand that's fine.
Cool.
But
I'm gonna have to move it. I appreciate it, brother. I got to keep this to an hour today, so thank you. Thank you, Jesse.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Good morning. What's the good word?
So, my question is, do you journal at all? Do you journal?
I do in varieties of ways, yes, but have journaled for a long time.
Because I don't really journal when I'm thinking, because I have a lot of when I get not angry, but when I get when I get upset, it's not a good thing to do.
It just depends on who you are. I think it's a great thing to do, and it's a release. You don't have to look at it again. So there's some things that you utilize as a repository. Like for me, I journal lessons and stories because it helps me with speaking, interviewing, coaching, all the things that I do by knowing different lessons and reminding myself or being able to access those lessons. But a lot of people can journal, just like if I'm anxious about a lot of things to do, I'll journal that and then just release it from me so it's not in my head. I know it's on the paper and I won't forget it, or I text Matt and just quotes or whatever so I don't forget in random times. So yeah, I would try it out as a release or as a repository. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. The great Chef Marshall's up here. Oh, no, Gigi. Nope. Chef Marshall. Hey, buddy.
Oh, well, good morning, David. I appreciate it. Hi. I don't have I just wanted to say thank you for putting this together. I'm excited to be part of the program. I do have a question for you. You're 5 a.m. or you're 5:15 California time. How do you start your day? What do you eat to start your day?
Yeah, so for me, it starts last night. So I have an unwinding routine. So I shifted the paradigm of man-made construct of time. So I try to routinely start unwinding at 9 p.m. And then it actually changes my perspective of sleep. So for me, sleep is get full recovery of my body and then allow me to utilize my subconscious and unconscious mind in a more effective way so that I don't kind of have to restart at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm plateauing. A lot of people, start at the very bottom every day. It's a restart and they don't know why they're not getting anywhere. I'm starting my day at 9 p.m. And so I don't have any resistance or any effort put into waking up because I'm putting my effort into unwinding and putting myself into a better position. So I do naturally wake up at a higher frequency.
That's fascinating. Okay, I think you talked about that in one of your books, but to hear you talk about it in real time, that's really cool. Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Try it out. Thanks, brother. Thanks for joining us. Stay warm.
I will. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I will.
That'll be warm.
That's the plan. Thank you.
There you go. All right, see you later. All right, Gege, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I'm great. I'm just in this celebration space and I'm happy.
Hey,
And
you're a big winner to me. If you're happy, that makes me happy. I'm good.
yeah, and I think yesterday I'm receiving my biggest lesson. You know, everybody wants to be a leader. I have leadership qualities, whatever. And when I started surrendering and accepting it, the fear came in. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? Like, what do you do? Because I was like, this is supposed to be fun, and then it's like I'm getting out of my comfort zone into the learning zone,
Mhm.
and how do you navigate this?
For me, it requires practicing faith in the respect that when you're in your anxiety zone, you're expanding, or at least in the learning zone, to have this perspective that this is how I get through bigger doors, right, to bigger places or better situations. And a lot of people just see that as a stop sign, right? They see pain, not as an indicator, and failure, mistakes, pain, all that stuff. It to me is, and it took me a long time to practice this. I get excited. I don't seek it, but I get excited because I know I'm doing the right things. If I was sitting around, high on my mom's couch all the time, I would have no pain. But in respect, am I growing? So just think about them think about the words that are good for you when you're feeling that way, and say, oh, this is what growth feels like. This is what acceleration feels like. This is what exponential growth feels like. This is what expansion feels like. Instead of thinking, this is what failure feels like. This is what missing feels like. This is what voids feel like, obstacles feel like, shortages. Just redefine it, and you'll actually walk through the bigger doors, and you'll get it. You'll have it occur repetitively, and pretty soon you're conditioned to, oh yeah, this is how I get to where I want to be, not this is how I don't get to where I don't want to be.
Yeah, for me, it feels like it's unlocked a door inside of me that I know it was there and never, it's like I have to be what I must be. And
Yep.
it's like, you need to go inside to get there. And then I'm starting my podcast. It took me 4 months to figure out what I want to do. So I would advise people to also be patient because, we look at you and it's 20 years. And I'm like, I can grow because I've met you and accelerate, and also have to be patient. And another thing is, so I'm reading like Brené Brown. I don't know if you know her, and I think you should meet her and get on your podcast and on her podcast because you are the type of leader she talks about. And yeah, you both inspire me. So I like, and yeah, that's why I started saying no to people and not be the purple dinosaur. And it took me a year. People like David knows
What's
it.
a year? Yeah, what's a year between friends, right? It goes by
Yeah,
fast.
it's nothing because I want to give. If I want to give my Demetex, I achieved a lot. I was working in a big company and I was miserable.
Yeah.
And now I'm happy. So that's the only thing I wanna say.
DJ, the only good thing about being miserable is it gives you a long life. Miserable people live a long life, but so do productive people. So I want to shift miserable people to productive people. You get to live a long life, but you get to provide a much more value and service to others. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I love seeing you. Thank you. All right. There's my Indiana friend, Danny Boy. What's going on?
Hey, Dave. Hey, real quick. If you've ever talked about this before, I must have missed it. Are you into, can you hear me? Do you hear me? You're cutting out.
Whoop.
I'm losing you.
Say that again. Yeah, go say again.
Are you still there, Dave? I can hear you.
I'm still here. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Real quick. Astrology. Does it factor any into your life and how you think about things?
I take it as a data point. So
Okay.
For me, it exists. There's a math to it. I haven't spent enough time in order to figure out how the math of astrology or the science of it. But I do sometimes kind of look at things. My wife reads me my horoscope every day.
Okay.
So that's where it fits in right now. But I believe there's some math. The problem with things like that for me is there's billions of variables since I'm a math person. And so the variance of, to me, a stated fact that would be applicable, it has to be in the oneness. Because, think about it, if you were born on a certain date,
Right.
It has to be relative to all the other people born on that date and relative to people born on different dates and where the positioning of these billions of stars are. So for me, I take it at a very surface data point. And sometimes, I'm not going to base my entire life on it, but I love to see where it's right.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense, because that's kind of how I use it too, where I read it every day and I'm like, I'm not sure I'm going to follow that because that doesn't feel where I am right now. But when it does jive, it's kind of
yeah. I think because of time being a man-made construct to me, I have a difficulty seeing where that, like, I think we've screwed it up somewhere. Like, you know how we thought the world was flat,
right?
And everybody on the world thought it was flat, and so it was. That's the way I see astrology. I think there's so many, like, they're just at the surface, and it's fun to see, but I think there actually is a science behind it, but it's two variables that the human species can't figure out what it is yet. That's what I take it. That's why it's on sometimes and off sometimes.
Okay.
Like, anyway, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Have a great one.
I love that question. Cool. All right. Cool. Hello, Isabelle. How are you?
I'm good, David. Nice to see you again.
That is a beautiful cover. That's a beautiful.
Hey.
What do they call that? Shawl?
Shawl.
Yeah.
Shawl.
Beautiful.
I have workout gear underneath. It's my magic. You should try it.
It looks good. Yeah. I'll look like a Sadhguru if I wear that.
Yeah, exactly. Start with some gratitude. First of all, just 3 things that really were so relevant for me. And I follow you everywhere, so I have no idea where I heard it. But the the concept of lowering the bar, awesome. that was so, because who would say that? Lower the bar. We're always trying to raise the bar for ourselves. But just everything you spoke of. I have 3 daughters as well. And I don't have the Jewish mother, but I have the French Catholic mother. Yeah. and they can dish out the guilt as well.
Right. We invented it. You perfected it.
Exactement. So that was fantastic. Just lowering the bar for consistency. And then in one of the podcasts, you mentioned that entrepreneurs have one of the common threads that you found is they have a need to be what they can be. Mm-hmm. It's just, and it reframed it positively, because I always had it in a negative way of like the fear of like not being what, the fear of not accomplishing my full potential. It's always been in that negative, so so there was such a nice reframe. And then the whole coach versus mentor was just fantastic. Yeah. In terms of, and then you can be both, right? You could be both to some folks. That was just really, really valuable. So I have 2 questions, I hope, and I'll look at the chat if I don't have time. One is really tactical sales. So I have a management consulting firm. We focus on digital transformation around, helping organizations and the leaders just become more competitive in a digital economy. So looking at business models, monetization, and whatnot. But during the pandemic, I launched my first go-to-market. I launched my first masterclass, a go-to-market masterclass. It's been successful. It's pretty successful. The first, I found a niche with incubators. So it's really aimed at not pre-revenue companies. So right in the middle between pre-revenue and accelerator, like that gap in between, I found a gap of the founders that need that help for momentum and just accelerating the revenue. So I have about 8 Canadian incubators on board. They bought the go-to-market class as a group, which was great. I haven't even started marketing to individual founders yet. I really want to tackle the US market. So I'm in a cohort now. My next cohort is in September. I've got a list of Canadian incubators. I have never worked in the States. I'm in Canada, Ottawa. So I've got, I need help connecting with decision makers. I understand the whole kind of lead sequencing. I'm thinking LinkedIn would be great. Obviously, I need to build my credibility and content. So to make a long story short, I'm just from a sales perspective, I don't have a sales team. I do most of my BD. We're a 12-person company. Is it better to go and hire kind of a salesperson that has knowledge to try to connect me? Should I try to do it myself via LinkedIn? What would be most effective for my time?
Yeah, well, I think you have to do it yourself to start, and then hire someone with the capabilities that you find are necessary. What I would do specifically, since you have adoption from incubators in Canada, is go to them, because I guarantee you any incubator in Canada is working with incubators in the US, and they'll be able to give you power sponsorship into the US and then facilitate more and more introductions, allowing you to see what capabilities would be necessary to hire someone, and then hire someone. But I would start with LinkedIn and the incubators that you're working with there, and just ask, do you know anyone that can help me? I'm looking to, implement in the United States the same thing, and boom, you'll see you'll get acceleration quickly.
Okay. And maybe in the next call, I'll ask you about how to compensate that salesperson. But for now, I'll start myself. Okay.
I'm a big low salary commission and bonus person. Bonuses are big for me, because you're not locked into them, and people appreciate them much more than commissions or salary. So I give big bonuses to people, but it also gives me freedom to continue. Like I'm pretty, I illuminate this internally, because I got two of my guys on this call. So they're like, oh, this is how he pays me. No, they know. But I've done it the other way, and it just gives me a lot more accountability and leverage by bonusing people. But we can get into that later when you get
okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Do I have time for one quick other question?
Go ahead.
Around productivity, so around the consistency, I would love if you could just walk me through quickly. So content, I'm working towards just setting up systems so that the people run the systems in my business, and I can really focus on thought leadership, is where my huge just passion is, writing. And I have so much content. I meditate for like an hour and a half every day, and it's a stream of consciousness comes through me in my journals, but I'm not doing it. I'm not consistently creating the content. And I know that you can't change how somebody feels with logic.
Yeah.
So I know logically what I have to do. I just want to know, maybe if you can walk me through your early days of your content production process.
Yeah. So I think the key was understanding 4 things.
Yeah.
You always have content. I believe in a stage theory. So it's capturing what I'm doing is first. A lot of people don't capture what they're doing. So they're not taking pictures, they're not taking videos, they're not capturing it, whatever it is, writing it, typing it. So think about, what do I do to capture my content during the day? Then what system do I utilize to modify it? And the modification is directly attributed to the amplification, meaning there's all these different platforms. And then I think where I beat everyone by being old, and it is that I had the experience of knowing that perpetual, right? These young kids with their standing in front of cars they don't own and houses they don't own, talking whatever, a life that doesn't exist. Right. I've always
before they have kids.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. I illuminate the other. Right. Like, what do I position myself as? I'm an idiot. I lost everything. Let me tell you the lessons that I've learned. And I keep telling those lessons, but perpetually, because what most people don't realize is your entire business is not on the capture, amplify, or modify. That's short term, but it's only going to accelerate and grow. So the more perpetual content you have, it aggregates upon itself. So, as I did early interviews with Tom Bilyeu and Ed Milet, and went on their shows, the London Reel, those are years ago, but they're perpetual because I captured them and made them available in a perpetual way. I have my own search engine, so search.dmeltzer.com, so that people can actually search and answer these questions. So, if you want to save yourself from meeting me in person, you can just, everything's free. Put in your question and you'll find it. So make sure you do all 4 of those things: capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate. And I would say, I know a lot of people get caught up into the meditation side. I think an hour and a half is a lot for a day.
You think so?
Mm.
I think that's a.
Yeah, and I'm a huge meditator. I do 20 minutes a day regardless, but
it's
the productivity of that's so much downloading. You only have so many hours, man-made hours in a day to execute on the downloads. So imagine overeating would be my analogy of what I think people that meditate for an hour and a half, if you want to participate and play in this game, the real world game, you can't take an hour and a half of downloads. Now, if you want to be a Buddha or a monk and you just want to download and surface in a different plane, not participate with mortgages and kids and all the cool things that we get to do here in this game, then go ahead, meditate for 10 hours. But I think an hour and a half is far too much download to execute on if you want to live this life and get shit done.
That's good insight. It's true. Because it's reading, it's journaling, but it's probably too much. It's too much.
Yeah, you're eating too much. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Cool. All right, we are 30 minutes in. I got 30 more minutes. I'll keep it moving. Thank you, everyone. Hey, that's a cool shirt. Can I borrow that thing? Can you hear me, Igor?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi,
Okay,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm very glad to finally meet you because I joined the group about 3 weeks ago and I was too nervous to join the call. And
Yeah, I'm pretty scary. They get nervous.
Okay. So
it's easy.
I'm a coach and my specialization is I'm a mindset coach. And I help people overcome doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs to live their true life or best life or perfect life. And I'm actually a new coach and I started coaching last year. And before that, I was in corporate business for 7 years. And for 9 years, I had my own business. And I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to learn from you. And are you still online?
I'm back. Did you kick me out, Matt, or was it just get kicked out? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're back. Okay.
So you're a mindset coach.
Yeah, I'm a mindset coach, and I'm a new coach. And right now, I'm trying to build my coaching practice. So my question is, I find my clients on Instagram, and what I'm trying to do is to build a genuine connection with people on Instagram. So what is your advice on how to build a genuine connection with people on social media to close a sale? So it would be organic and natural and not too salesy.
Great question. So, and I'll send them the 5 credibility, Mikey. So 1, you need to have enough content where you're credible. So if you think you're putting up enough content, double it, triple it, quadruple it, until your family and friends who love you tell you that you put up too much content. You haven't even hit the minimum amount of content that you should be taking advantage of. It's free, right? Like, I would prefer, if someone doesn't have enough content, just keep posting the exact same thing again and again and again and again. You're too limited in your perspective, or most people are, about the size, scope, and scale of the audience. It's so big and people aren't paying attention. So if you put up the same thing 100 times in a day, no one's going to even know, even your family and friends. But more people will get to see you. So it'll give you credibility, right? Credibility is one in that organic connection. Then you need the emotional connection. People buy on emotion for logical reasons. So now, once you get to the amount, you'll get more business just by having a lot of content. But now the differentiator is, can you make the emotional connection? Can you get someone to say, I like this or I don't like it? That's your goal of organic or authentic content, is to get, because if they say I like it or they're emotionally attached to you. You know, and there's millions and billions of dollars made off of people that don't like things. So don't be afraid of people saying, this is the dumbest idea I've ever seen. You're an idiot. I love when people tell me that, because I now know that I have a higher frequency of content, because it's moving them one way or another. So I'm fine with people saying this is genius or this is stupid, but I'm not fine with people not liking it or hating it, because then it means it's not emotional. So credibility, emotional attachment. Then if you can articulate the reasons in a quantified manner, the reasons why you should be their coach, the impact you could have, number 2, and then the capabilities that you have, 3, you'll be set. You'll exponentially grow your clientele.
Okay. Okay. Can I ask another quick question?
You owe me $1, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think I owe you much more.
What kind of money do you have over there? Rupees or what?
No, I actually work with clients from US and UK, so we have the same money.
Okay.
Okay.
You got Venmo? All right.
No, I
Go ahead,
don't
ask the
have
question.
Venmo. Okay. So the second question is in terms of my fulfillment and the inner feeling, I feel great. Like for the first time in my life, I do what I'm really passionate about. But in terms of finance and money, I'm like not doing good enough.
Yep.
So, and I know that you teach that if you worry, you kind of attract the thing you don't want. But I still worry. So can you give me some advice how to relate to the money issue and question?
Yeah. So money is an energy, right? It's an object of energy that you are putting into the flow to get what you want. It's an energy. And so any energy can be transformed and utilized to your advantage or your disadvantage, either in resistance or attraction. And so we want to attract money. And so what you need to do is put the action into the area in which you want to attract that money. So I always say lean in. You don't necessarily, if you love being a mindset coach, lean into the money and do something else while you're coaching that you feel you'll find clients while you're being, a construction worker or, selling something else. But, I believe that you lean in. Money's an energy. It doesn't know what activity it attributes itself to. I believe there's activity you get paid for, activity you don't get paid for. You need to learn to love the activity you get paid for, and so when we create this romanticized vision of, what I really love to do is, boat, do you really love to boat? Or can you say, my mind, I can love to, clean trash on the beach more than I love to boat. So, if you read like Viktor Frankl, who's one of the kings of mindset, and you're a mindset coach, you could actually utilize your own personal experience of making a lot of money doing something that most people may not enjoy. But it also, remember, the more money you have, the more time and opportunity you have. Where people reverse the logic and they say, I'm going to follow what I want to do, but there's no time or no opportunity that allows me to do that because I have no money. And then I'm stuck in this vacuum trying to get money because I have no money. Money's important. It allows you, if you shop for the right things, it allows you to be happy and it gives you time and opportunity. And so for everyone out there, you need to re-engineer your values. If this is your difficulty, which is so many, lean into making money regardless of what the activity is and work on your own mindset in order to enjoy whatever activity it is that you can make the most money with, because that money will give you time and opportunity to pursue whatever potential you want to. If it's being a mindset coach, that's terrific. I'm probably one of the world's now biggest coaches, and I was a sports agent, right? I made my money being a sports agent, but I utilize, and I don't particularly, just so you know, I didn't particularly when I started like it. It's very scarce, competitive. Like there's a whole bunch of babysitting things, and I learned to love those things. And but in the truth, people dream of having the job that I had, and meanwhile, this is what I enjoy doing. So you can be what you want to be. There's just activity you get paid for, and you don't lean into the activity you get paid for. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving. Thanks, Igor. Thanks for joining. Don't be afraid of me. I won't bite. Frankie.
Good morning, brother.
I love you, man. I love that beard. Every time I see it, I'm like, I wish I turn you upside down.
I know. Same here. Just want to say thank you to you and your team for everything you do. And my question today is pretty much, you kind of answered it right now, but still is just how to use desperation as an opportunity to thrive and not do desperate things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though you're in that desperation.
Yeah. Well, problem with desperation is that good desperate people do bad things and make bad decisions.
Yes.
Desperation's an ego-based consciousness. When we're in the ego-based consciousness, we trigger our Freudian fears, which then alleviates the blood from our brains, brings it down to our body so that we can fight or flee, right? It makes no sense to have your blood in your brain when you're terrified. So just if you think of it in the bio side of it, you know, do I want to make critical decisions with no blood in my brain? No, that's what desperation is. You're making crucial decisions without blood in your brain. And so what we want to do is stop. Don't resist it. Breathe through your nose, out through your mouth. Take at least 90 seconds because that's what it'll take to get the blood back into your brain when you're feeling desperate. And now look at those inventory of values that you take in the morning and then roll in that direction. You know, so you're constantly angling to what you want, but you know, every once in a while, desperation falls into mistakes, failures, desperation, void, shortages, obstacles. Those are all the things that trigger. And remember, there's secondary fears, everyone. Need to be right, need to be offended, need to be guilty, resentful, angry, frustrated, anxious, worried. All of these things just trigger the blood leaving your brain. You don't want to make decisions when you got no blood in your brain. And literally just stop. Don't try to resist it. Don't, because now you're using that blood in your body. When it's just so counterintuitive, but it's also counterproductive. So be a ferocious Buddha, stop, drop, and roll.
Thank you, brother.
You got it, man. Thanks, Frankie.
Yep.
Frankie Banky. That's it. DJ, what's going on?
My man. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be really quick because I know you have other people and I'm learning so much more
Let's
from
be
you.
honest. I got to be really quick because look where I'm at, right? There's no way
Oh my gosh. All right.
I'm going to coach you idiots instead of go to the beach. Are you kidding me?
All
Let's
right.
just be honest.
Well, screw it then. Well, first of all, thank you about the more content because my family is like, you're crazy. Their friends are my kids' friends are making fun of them. You know, they start, how's the Deej doing? What's going on with the Deej?
My kids' friends, they made fun of them, and then now they're asking to meet me, and they want my books.
Right.
It shifts really fast.
Yeah, that's going on.
Wait till the blue check comes, then you become a hero.
In that vein, because I have some business questions, but we can deal with that another time. My wonderful daughter, and she's just experiencing, like, she's having anxiety issues. That's like really debilitating, shaking, can't do stuff, whatever. And I can't help thinking that, you know, because I have a big personality. I can't help thinking that I'm a bit of the cause to it, and I can't fix it for this poor girl. And I
can't.
I don't know why I'm asking you for this.
No, you can't fix it. And you know, our kids come through us, not for us. And you know, we actually can create more problems trying to fix it. And you genetically are the cause. So, right, it's genetics. And then environmentally, you've also contributed to her anxiety. That's just what being parents are about. So what I would suggest is find someone to help her that you know is not you. So go, you know, get a counselor, a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever it is. She needs a little bit of counseling, and it can't come from you. And I will tell you, you know, my one child, no lie, came home from college and quoted her professor, who quoted me but didn't put my name to it. And my daughter's like, oh my God, you're not gonna believe what I just heard. This is amazing. I'm like, you little mother effer. That's my quote. Your professor's pawning off my shit onto you, and now it's genius. Are you kidding me? Go find her somebody else to get to help her, and take accountability. You're the cause. You
I know.
Your genetic quantum being is in her, and it's causing anxiety. But that's okay. That's what life's about, right? I don't save for college because genetically, my kids have this great academic brain. So I save for counseling because me and my wife are so screwed up. They're going to be so messed up. I just have a fund for counseling instead of college. It's the new world, baby. Take it.
That's awesome. All right, I'm with you. So thank you. By the way, I spoke with Todd yesterday, Armstrong, about doing big stuff with that. So I'm looking forward to that. And Isabelle, I understand the whole thing. Je m'appelle Daniel Jourdan, le fils de Henri de Paris. I got the French and Jewish though, and so like I surrender to my guilt because that's what us French people do.
You can call my mom anytime. Thank you, brother. Take care.
Please.
All right. The famous Bonnie in the newspaper ad article, beautiful article on you. Congratulations. Unmute yourself, my dear.
Thank you. I'm trying to get away from the noise as usual. Actually, I just got on yesterday morning to tell you thank you and missed you. So I came back this morning to tell you thank you. And not just for the article, but the whole thing was just was amazing. And I didn't realize how many people read the newspaper. I've had more hits on my website in the past 2 days than I've had like in the whole 3 years I've had my website up. So no sales yet, but there's hits. So people are looking, which is really exciting. So yeah, and I wanted to say that advice you just gave, sorry, I forgot his name already. I didn't sleep last night. Jamison's been sick. It's genius because that's exactly right. Is the kids, they won't hear you. I've been trying to remove myself from situations with my own teenage daughter and be like, here's some information.
Just remember, everybody out there, your kids don't listen, but they watch you. So if you take the right action, you have good work ethic, you're honest, you're loving, they're going to watch you.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to hear it, and I laugh every time you say hi on my mom's couch because right now she's in that phase, and I'm just like, it's your life. I told you how I feel, and you take from it what you want. I'm not going to get upset, and I'm not going to sit here and feel like
no, you can't. You
part
can't
of me.
Explain to her aggregate effect, right? Explain to her, it takes you get high 90, you get high, keep getting high, not until you're 90% of the way to really screwed up will anything be affecting your life. And so you think you have things under control, but they aggregate, and then in 5%, just explain the math, but that's up to you, right? You can't control it, and let her be.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. She I think finally made a decision. Her and her boyfriend both go to the same school, and he's been on campus. Well, he's been here. He's supposed to be on campus.
Yeah.
And she's moving away on campus this weekend, which is, I don't think has hit me yet. She's going to be the first one to move out. Yeah. But that's starting to sink in that she's got to be more of an adult. So, but anyways, I just came on to say thank you. Got to hear some amazing advice in the process.
You got it, my friend. Congrats. I will keep this thing moving. The beach is
I will.
Moving. All right. Thanks. All right, Diena.
Hi, good morning, Dave. It's Diena.
Good morning.
I love the energy of Vacation Dave. It was very obvious from the first second. So I feel like I should be here with a cocktail instead of just a question. That would probably be a better way to go about it. One, thank you for the difference between entrepreneur and innovator. I had a conversation actually with the CEO, and it was a very enlightening conversation for him as well. So I think that illustration, it comes into play for people who say kind of, I've never heard it spent in that way before. So I don't know that I credited you fully when I had the conversation, but it definitely came through. And I have a question for, you're talking to investors or people who may be interested in your business. And I have some pivoting in my business model due to the changing landscape. And I'm sorry, this is actually a serious question and it feels completely inappropriate given your current position. So when you people want you to send some information or follow up with them, and right now I have my business model is clear to this point, but it's actually in a pivot and trying to figure out. Like I definitely know where it's going to go to in the end. I know how it fits into the overall market, but actually the growth strategy and the implementation has to change right now given the landscape and the way the market's changed. When someone wants you to send information to them, and you know that you have this gap in this space, and the point of the conversation is to say, I'm looking for places or help to fill in these gaps. What would you suggest is the right way to follow up with somebody? They want you to send a deck or a summary, and it's not clear, it's not clean anymore. And I know that's the reason for the conversation. So what's a good way to have a follow-up?
Illuminate it. So for me, it would be whatever those gaps were or what's ever missing, illuminate it. That I'm going to send you this deck. I want to let you know that it doesn't contain this because right now we're in the process of re-engineering that part of the business or whatever the truth is. But when you illuminate it, you take all the energy out of it. The problem with when we try to, smooth over things like that is it creates energy of skepticism. And that energy then will give them a different lens when they're looking through the credible stuff that you do have in your deck. So you could take all the energy out of it by simply illuminating it, okay?
So should I leave the old stuff in though and say this is where we're changing, or just take it out and say this is kind of where, or leave the old stuff in and I can leave it?
I would
there.
leave the old stuff in and say, look, just to know, here's the deck, but this portion is an advancement, and as soon as we have that, I'll put that in. But this is where we were at, or whatever the illumination is.
Yep. Okay. All right. Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool.
All right. Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
day. All right,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Bye.
All right, Zach. Oh, there we go.
Hello, David. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for coming.
I missed you last month because I went through, I felt like hell back. And that's why I emailed you to ask you. I had to get, I don't like to say the word fire, but I had to release 3 assistants. Contractor walked out on me. It was just a crazy month. So I have 2 questions for you. How do you deal with business adversity when you're coming into like situations where you're hiring people and then all of a sudden what they say and what they do are 2 total different things?
Yeah, it happens all the time, right? So I'm a big proponent of firing fast. And you can only fire fast if you manage the expectations from the beginning that, look, here's an opportunity for you. Here's what I'm looking for. If you aren't capable of doing it, I do, fire faster. If you do well, I also bonus fast or whatever the benefits are. But when there's that tangential difference, I get rid of the person. And if you're not sure, everyone out there, one of the best pieces of advice I had, interview for every position. I'm continually interviewing just to see what's out there. Because you don't know what you have until you see what's out there as well. So, if you're running an effective business, it's always good to be hiring or at least interviewing to see what talent is out there. And then it allows you to instantly transition when you need someone as well.
Yeah, I went through a lot of interviews last month and I felt my spirit said, just let it go. Don't even bother with it. So April rolled around and I found a team that literally is singing my songs. And I was just like, wow, how did this happen? So I was excited. Another question I have that's based on this. Now we're in the middle of getting the whole website, the membership up and running, but I'm writing my sales page. And I know when it comes to digital marketing, they always say promote one thing, but my membership, it comes in 3 tiers. Should I just promote the basic entry, or should I promote all 3 different tiers and give the person the opportunity to decide where they want to go or where they want to start?
So I would, look at it differently. I would utilize something that stimulates interest, then use all 3 entries to transition that interest into allowing them to pick a shared vision. So too many people don't break that down. Like I always say, 80% of the people or opportunities lost because people don't know how to get people to call them back. In other words, they don't know how to get them interested. They're selling on the phone, the answer machine. They're not practicing getting people to call them back, email them back, DM them back. I spend the majority of my time stimulating interest because it's a lot easier when you have the bigger numbers. If 10% of people return phone calls and you can get 80% of the people to return phone calls, you'll hit your numbers exponentially. So think about it in terms of what stimulates the interest so I can transition and show all 3 different opportunities. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. But I kept on hearing in the back of my head, no, just do what? I'm like, no, it has to be 3. So I'm like, I got to ask David this question. And that's like a part that I left out in my sales page. Because I was like, I could get them in the bigger group if I had to. So awesome. And one more question. What days are you on Clubhouse? Because I can't remember for the life of me after the month I have.
I'm Monday. Yeah, Monday, Ask Me Anything. Monday at 3 p.m. and then Friday, 6 a.m. on Clubhouse, the Breakfast of Champions.
6
And sometimes I do a Wednesday lunch, but I won't be doing it this week.
6 a.m. PST, or is it?
Yeah, PST. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy your vacation.
Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome. Bye-bye. Hey, Dr. B. Good place to be.
Hi, good to see you. Okay, jumping right in. So I'm giving this webinar, hour-long webinar for businesses and business teams. It's really good. People love it. It's about stress reduction. I can actually tailor it to the particular group with an interview, the whole thing. I'm just at the beginning stage of this. I did get in touch with Chuck DeMonte about LinkedIn. What I just want to really, this is a really great way for me to get out into the world and for people to get to know me and to see, you know, how effective I am. Is there anything that comes to you about what I should do about this? That's one part. Second part, I'll just go right for it, is after I've given these things and I know people are hooked in, I know that some of those people could become personal clients of mine, right, in terms of stress reduction and achieving their potential. But so far, there hasn't been any that kind of traction. So it's like, what's the follow-up to that?
Yeah. So one, you know, go within your current customer base, as kind of answered before, and ask, do you know anyone else? Because remember, people move jobs, they've been other places, etc. And if the reception to what you're doing is, you know, terrific like that, you should be very confident in saying, you know what else I can help? Because everybody, I mean, you have so many possibilities of, you know, future opportunities from a credible source or reference. And then the second one, you need to really be crafty in your teaching so that you're subtly letting people know that there's a personal opportunity to work. And I do that through stories. So I would say, you know, if I'm giving a speech or doing something, I'll say, you know, in my private coaching groups, I'll discuss this matter all the time. And then people are like, oh, I didn't know you did that. Don't assume they know. But the minute you let them know that opportunity exists and your program is that good as a corporate group, the individuals will ask you for individual help.
Okay. All right, great. Two last things quickly. Anybody who's worrying, they should contact me. I train myself out of worrying. I train people out of worrying.
Yeah, Gege should call you about his daughter.
Totally possible. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Go get my book, Stressed Out for Parents. I got a 2-page letter from a mom somewhere in America. She said this book changed her life. Stressed Out for Parents. Okay, thanks, Dave. You're great. All right.
Thanks. I read the book and my hair came back, so it definitely was. Thanks. All right, Jonathan, the last 2 hitters, man. Let's keep this rolling. What's up, brother?
Hey, it's Justin. Jump in.
Oh, they put, you know, Matt's screwing me up. I thought it was Jonathan. I got 3 people left.
All right, let's do it.
You know, when I told him I'm firing fast, Matt is raising his hand right now. You got it, buddy. If you can't do this,
you can do it, Matt. You can do it. Okay, here we go. Lock in. I've been asking my clients for referrals and introductions, and it's going a lot better than I thought it would. Now I'm at this point where people have offered introductions, and I'm not sure if they've made them or not. So what would you advise for follow-up?
Yeah.
I just don't want to let the ball slip. I want to keep the momentum high.
Yeah. So look, asking requires follow-up. And so, you know, figure out and practice the subtleties of following up, saying, hey, were you able to get in touch with so-and-so? Or, you know, is it possible for you to go directly or whatever it may be? You need to have those lists going. You need to have consistent content. Utilize the 3-no rule to, you know, always reevaluate or vet whether someone's a gatekeeper, a sponsor, or a power sponsor, right? We keep it and know that if it's the right time. Remember, if it doesn't work out 3 times in a row, allow the universe to tell you, you know, which direction to go. What do I mean by that? It's an accelerant to those people that are interested when you walk away and say, hey, obviously this isn't the right time. I'm going to attend to people that, you know, are capable right now. I got clients that I need to attend to, so I'm not going to be following up. If you are interested, let me know immediately. If not, when you are, let me know. 50% of people, all you've done is accelerate the yes, and they'll be 50%. The more valuable 50% is you've now found the gatekeeper, the no's, so you don't have to keep wasting your time because they never were going to close. And so, you know, I use that 3-no rule universally. So sometimes if something happens on my side, I get a flat tire, that's a no if I didn't show up to the meeting. So I let the universe decide, and then I walk away on the 3rd time by saying, hey, obviously it's not the right time. So utilize that, and you'll find even more success than you're getting right now.
Heck yeah. All right. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Just. Take care. Okay. All right, now I can have Jonathan.
Hey, Dave. Right. Hey, thank
Welcome,
you.
Horns.
Thank you so much for having me on. And I think it's a huge testament to you. You're on vacation, hitting us with a lot of value. So I really appreciate it. And Justin, I really like that question because like following up after an ask for referrals is, yeah, I like that. So cool. My question is, so I am crafting systems around a service that I provide for venue owners. And we have a couple of them, but as I look to systematize more so that we can start scaling this and bringing on more venues, I'm struggling because there are kind of uniquenesses for each one of them. And we've settled in and started filling those cracks for each one of our existing clients. But I find that, we're doing a lot and it's less of a focused service offering now. It looks different for each of the 3-4 clients that we have now. Do you have any advice on setting up those systems in place, maybe needing to say no to some things so that you can, does that make sense or just fill all the cracks?
No, you answered your own question. Absolutely. Utilize these as case studies to see where the core business lies and then focus on the core business, productize, systemize that core business with whatever capabilities are what I call dependent variables. So if you look at the 4 clients that you have and go down, where are they all the same? That becomes your offering. And then you just have to get good at saying, I don't do that. So over the years, that's been a benefit to me to have, look, here's what's for free. Join a group, or if you want one-on-one help, this is what I do done when it comes to my coaching, right? So, and people have asked me, oh, can you take stock and can you do? I'm like, no, that's not what I do. This is what I do. If it's of service to you and of value, I guarantee it. But beyond that, don't do it. And you need to get the same. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You got it. All right. My cleanup hitter, last but not least.
David, my sensei.
How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is our first time talking face to face. Thank you for putting this together. This is great. I have 2 questions for you. A little bit about me. I've been working in cloud technology at Google, and I recently just launched a real estate marketing business to help real estate professionals sell high-end properties. Now, the strategy and method that I've been using to get clients is very unique. I show up at open houses and I'm pitching to them. So they're pitching to potential buyers and I'm pitching to them. So sometimes they get frustrated. They're like, I got a lot going on already. So I don't know if that's a good strategy. So far, I probably had like 1 client come out of that strategy. So I don't know if I should keep doing that or if that's hurting my reputation just starting out.
No, I don't think it hurts your reputation at all. I think, that you're planting seeds with a lot of these. I think, going in there and maybe slowing the roll a little bit, going in there and, even as a potential client and working it to the other side and just mentioning it. Oh, this is what I do if you're ever interested, and let it lie. But continue to ask and go to real estate, seminars and, in the real estate space, if you have a solution that's on this side where the business is going, especially high-end real estate, more and more of the brokers are getting acclimated to, how Google works and what you can do in the digital realm. So I would absolutely have an in-person strategy, phone strategy, email strategy, and media strategy, but just learn about, more subtlety so you get less resistance.
Yeah.
And, when you're new, you might be coming on a little bit strong. Yeah. Remember, get credibility first and then get the emotional connection. Now you can talk the reasons, impacts, and capabilities. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. My next question is, I've been offering my services for free to build that relationship and so they can eventually leave the competitor. Is that a good strategy?
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So 2 strategies I use is, that's called for me crack dealer strategy, right? if you got the best shit, give it to them and then they'll be addicted to you and your stuff. So give it to them. And then 2, I love, for me, guarantee strategy. So I don't do anything. Month to month is all I do. And that saves me because I can fire clients as well. But I guarantee every month what I do. So I mitigate all risk for my client. They're always satisfied, and that's including everybody here, right? Because if not, here's your money back and go find someone that can help you. I want to be able to give you something. I want 120, right? Here's $100 of value. Now give me my $20. That's my strategy. So stick to the free. Okay. Know that you're going to give them a taste of it, and you are confident that you're better at it, and you'll win the business.
I love that. Thank you so much, David.
You got it, everyone. I'm going to the beach. Thank you, Team Dave Meltzer. CYA, cover my ass. Just pretend I'm doing something else. No, I'm kidding. Tell them the truth that I'm getting drunk on a boat. I'll see you later. Bye.